Alright, 2013 Cadillac ATS. My car that I let my daughter use, and had to replace a couple things. Had the one sensor up here we replaced. I think we've done a video on that, but now it's thrown out of code. It's been a little while, but it's saying it's a lower O2 sensor is what the code comes out as. I can't remember the exact code number, but you have still a little warm to the touch. But you got your upper O2. The other one is, I don't know if I can pick it up with this thing, but you can kind of see it sticking out there, I think. Got one upper, one lower. You get them on Amazon. I just got on Amazon, got them dirt cheap. It's the ones we got. It was like a 2-pack deal. The code it was spitting out, it was saying the lower, it was the downstream O2 sensor was bad, but I bought a 2-pack, so it comes with this one's the upper, you can tell by the black plug, and then here's the lower downstream. So we're just going to replace them both. Not too bad of a task to do. You can rent these sockets at I'll show you here. You got the two small ones, and then you got your bigger one. You can rent them about anywhere, AutoZone, Advance, places like that. You probably go to Harbor Freight. So I got these, I can't remember where I got these from. It might have been Harbor Freight. I've had them for years, but you can see how it's got the slot in them. These two are the two stubbies, same way, 3/8 drive ratchet. They got the little slots in them. Now this one, yeah, if you're doing a Cadillac, you can, these O2 sensors fit multiple GM vehicles. We take your oil fill cap off and this whole top will pop off. And which is probably what I should have done, because I reached in to unhook the harness. I was hoping it would just pop out, but it popped the pin on the back. So the good thing is this one actually comes with the whole piece brand new. So I'll just have to fight with it, pop it out, get this to pop back in, and it'd be secured. I didn't even realize it came with it. I was just going to hit it with a zip tie to hold it solid. But so what we'll do is, if I can get this thing to set solid, which I don't know, it's a pretty tight little engine compartment. I did get this upper one broke loose already, so I don't know if I'd have to go get any additional tools, but I ended up having to I guess I might as well unplug it first. So it's got your little blue screwdriver. Now these might work. A little clip right there. You can see where the blue is. That pin's got to release. There we go. Just push in on it a little bit and it'll release. Then should be able to get the push down. Hopefully I can do this without slinging the camera. So it's like right up on me. So it's already tight, and having a camera in here doesn't help. Yeah, there we go. Is that it? I might have to take the camera out of the way and do it. Because I have no arm room with the camera there, so okay, I'll give it one more shot. I think I have a small flathead. Get her? I don't think so. You just want to be careful with these. Yeah, I'll have to shut the camera off to get in there. I ain't got no elbow room. Alright, so we got it. So let's get the old one out. Like I was saying, I cracked it loose already, so the sucker was in there pretty good. Actually put the ratchet in and stuck a long wrench on the end of the ratchet and it popped loose. One thing is, you make sure with your new one, you put, these ones surprisingly came with it on them. You make sure you put anti-seize on them, just in case they go bad, void warranty, and you got to take them out and send them back. Alright, so let's take a look at this one. It's pretty, a little bit on the dark side here. We'll compare it to our new one. They'll come with the plastic caps on them here. Make sure you take them off. Definitely don't want to get that down in your exhaust. So here's our new one. And here's our old. Hopefully it's picking it up, but a little bit different size and diameter between the tips there. But it's supposed to work. It's supposed to be a universal one for all GMs. So we're about to find out. We'll get it in there. Guy's saying you can see it on there. It's got anti-seize on it already. Came with it on it. There's some places when you buy them, it'll give it to you. Give you a little packet with anti-seize on them. Some will, some won't. Oh, there's the camera. So if not, it's not the end of the world. I mean, you can always go to a local hardware store and pick it up. Let's see. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. Yeah, screwing right in. One thing I didn't look at is the depth. Yeah, so they're the same length for the sensor part. Then, alright, we got it down by hand. There's our old one going everywhere. We'll tighten her up. Just goes right in the slot, like so. Nice and tight. Alright. So that takes care of our uppers. The other problem I got is a little white pin that you seen up here. It holds these together, it locks them together. Kind of went for a ride, so I'll have to find it. So let's hope I find it. I'm pretty sure it hit the ground under the car. So it should just, there we go. It just locked in. Cool. So that's it. Like I was saying, this piece here, when I went to unhook it from the back here, it actually snapped that piece off. So I'll have to get that one out and shove that in. Then this will be solid. So what we do now is we got to get the front of the car. There ain't no way I'm fitting underneath there. I picked up some. Mine were about shot, old school. So they went to Harbor Freight and they had these on sale. I've never been a big fan of plastic ramps, but about to give them a shot. Alright, we'll get it up on the, get the front end up and see if we can fit under it. Now you can see how much these cost at the local parts store. It's $61.99 is the cheapest. That's just for one. And I mean, it just goes up from there, goes up there. Oh no, I'm sorry, there's one, $47.49. Universal Carcrest Premium, but you have to, it doesn't have a clip. Or I'm sorry, that's just a clip. Yeah, it's just an oxygen sensor connector, and it's $47.49. $75.99, and so on, and so on, and so on. So what I paid was, two of them, was, I think it was $38.99, yeah, for two of them. Had them in a couple of days, which, you know, Amazon is good if you can wait a couple of days to get the parts. It's well worth it, but when you're in a pinch, you don't have much of a choice but to go through a local parts store, which when I do, it's usually O'Reilly's or Advance. But this was no big hurry, so we went with them. So I'm currently waiting on the exhaust to cool down because the freaking ramps that I got from Harbor Freight, I don't know if it's because they're plastic or what, but probably doesn't help that this gravel's down here, but it kept kicking out underneath the front of the tire, kept shooting out and shooting out, so it took a minute to get it up there. But thinking, here's the first problem, hoping actually, is, the other one should be like, I'm looking at it from up top, I can't even see it yet, so I'll have to get my fat butt up underneath here, but I don't know if I can see it through the camera. The oil filter's got a little bit of a drip. I'll have to fix that too. But it should be, I don't think I'm picking it up. I can't see quite underneath the car yet, but it should be like right in, is that it? Should be like right in here somewhere. But somewhere on that downpipe. But we'll find it. We'll get it changed. I'm just letting the exhaust cool down right now. I'll definitely have to check that oil filter and make sure it's tight. Alright, looks like I left the freaking plug on the pan a little loose too. It's got a drip as well. Have to address that. Alright, this thing cools down. We'll pick it back up. Oh, it's a tight fit. Alright, here's our lower. You see the connections. There's no way I'll be able to hold this camera and get that unplugged and everything, but I couldn't anyway. Down when you're on the bottom, the clip right there for the connection is right on the other side of the transmission lines. So to stick a long screwdriver up there, pop it loose from the bracket it was sitting on, then it doesn't drop down far enough to access that. So what I done was went ahead, took the O2 sensor out and slid it up to where I could get it from the top, and then drew it up from the top. So it's like just past the other O2 sensor, so I should be able to reach it with no problem. That's got to have two hands, and there's no way to hold this camera in place and do it. So what I'll do is get it unconnected, connect a new one, and slide it back down through the same path this one came up, and then we'll get it installed. That bottom one was in there, man. That sucker was tight. It was just on these ramps. You just don't have a lot of room underneath there to try to film anything. But so let's see what I can get done here. Okay, on the bottom you can kind of see how tight of a fit this is. Here's our Cadillac converter up here. Your O2 sensor is right at the bottom of your cat. Wire runs up, right up in here. If I can get it on camera. You got your transmission oil cooling lines right here. Right at the top on the other side where they hook up at is where that clip hooks up at on the floor, and it is a bear to get on and off. But we got it on there. So we'll check out, fire it up and see what happens. Alright, back to purring like a kitten. There's our two sensors. Let me shut it back off real quick. Seems to be running smooth. Have to go in and wipe the codes out. But take it in, and a buddy of mine has my scanner, so get my scanner back and get in there, wipe the codes out, and make sure everything's good. Here's our two. This is the one that was saying with the code that it was bad. They really don't look that bad, but you know how it goes. It could be faulty on the inside somewhere. This one is just covered. But here you go. The upper one, like I was saying, the upper one here. Get that screwdriver out of the way. The upper ain't that bad. Naturally, it's right here on top. It was kind of a bear to break loose. I still got to get the pop that tab out, click this back in so it ain't flopping around. That bottom one was a monster. Didn't take long to get it on and off. It's just a real tight fit down there. I had to leave the wire hooked up to it. I didn't unplug it, just left it hooked up. Back the O2 sensor out, fed it up to here, and it comes up where the connector comes just below this O2 sensor. So it might be easier to do the bottom, take this one out and then do your bottom one first, give you a little bit more room. And getting it back on the clip down there was a trick. And then your upper one, like I was saying, is no problem. It just, that one piece there snapped off. I just got to get the old one out and pop this back in place. I won't do that. That's, yeah, I'll bother you guys with that. So, but other than that, I would definitely take, if I had to do it again, put it up on ramps first. That way it has a chance to cool down instead of doing it the way I done it. I just went ahead and yanked the top one out first, replaced it real quick, and then put it up on the ramps, and then had to wait for it to cool down. It'd probably be easier to just pull it up on the ramps, let it cool down, and then do it to it, and you're done. So next for this thing is, won't be on this video, but the headlight on the passenger side. You actually have to go through, it's worst design ever. Instead of going through up here and accessing your headlight, you actually have to take the inner fender well panel right here loose and go in this way from behind it, which is ridiculous. That was a bad design by Cadillac, I think. But that'll be up next. And so that takes care of the O2 sensors. And thanks for watching. Hopefully this helps someone out. But I dig around online. I mean, unless you prefer a certain brand, but you know how it is nowadays, everything's made in China. But I'd put it up on, if you're using ramps, I put it on ramps first, let it cool down, yank the top one out, get it out of the way, then do the bottom one. Unless you're a pro at it, you know how to get all that stuff unhooked from the bottom, you know, more power to you. I just couldn't get my hands in there, so it's easier for me to bring it up through the top. But thanks for watching, guys. We got it. And do your research. Hopefully it helps someone out, man. Thanks for watching. Here we thought the story was over. You see how good it's running now. These are the new ones we purchased. Put them in. Replaced upstream, downstream, and both brand new. Put them in. Fired the car up and was letting it run. It was running fine at first. After a couple minutes, it started spitting and sputtering like it was running out of gas. We wiped the engine codes, unhooked the battery, hooked the battery back up. Check engine light was staying off. The car was still running like garbage. Just went to stall out until like it was running out of fuel. And sure enough, we put the OEM sensors, I don't know if these are original or what, but put them back in it one at a time. I put the downstream back in first. Still doing it. Changed out the upstream. Now it's running clear as a bell, so I'll send these back to Amazon, back to the vendor, and maybe it's supposed to match up, but I know all the plugs and everything were the same, it all hooked up like it should, so I don't know if maybe one of them was just bad, I don't know, but it goes to show, cheap ain't always good, I reckon. But thanks for watching, we'll get some new ones and hit it again.